Hi guys, Prashanth here, and today I will be sharing about how to create virtual page views and how to send virtual page views to Google Analytics. What are virtual page views? See, generally to understand this, you have to understand the concept of page view. When you put Google Analytics tracking code on your website, what Analytics does is whenever people come to your site, it only records a page view. Now, what is a page view? Page view is something that a page gets loaded in the web browser. So every time a page is loaded in the web browser, it will be recorded as a page view. But by default, Google Analytics does not track any events. So your objective is to track event, then you have to pass some additional parameters or event snippets, and that would get fired only when people click on some actions, like maybe like buttons or some link clicks. That we will discuss in another video. And in this video, I will be specifically restricting myself to the concept of virtual page views. See, virtual page views is a page view that you can send even when a user does not eventually end up loading a web page, or where there is no actual page view. You can still send a trigger or a hit to analytics saying there was a page view. Now, why is this important? Remember, see, if you talk about funnels, in the funnels, if you want to set up funnels in goals, what happens is you can only give the URLs. You cannot set up an event in the funnel and say whenever this happens, and you capture them and put them in the funnel flow. But funnels are one of the crucial elements when you try and understand as to how people navigate through and where people drop off if you have some subsequent pages where people follow to a conversion, right? So in this case, what you have to do is you can't just put an event in the funnel. So for that thing, you have to have a page. But I will show you the real example, so you'll have a better idea on this. Give me 1 second. Yeah. See, I have a funnel set up on my website. See, what I've done is I have added these 5 steps, the 4 steps. The first page is the product page where people go to, and from product page, what people do is they go to add to cart page, and then they go to checkout page, and then they go to the order confirmation page, right? I will show you that as well. So if you go to my admin section and the view part, in there you have goals. I've just created a goal yesterday to try and create a video on the virtual page views. So I created a goal called transaction complete, and when you come here, you see one second. Yeah. So if you come to something called transaction complete, you see I created one event called whenever people click on an button or a button called add to cart, the analytics will trigger it as an event, and I've configured that event as a transaction complete. But the problem when I'm using events in goals is that I can't use these events in the funnel. You don't have the funnel option here, you see. You can't use the events in the funnels. If you want to use funnels, then definitely you have to use the URLs. But I have another goal here set up. Let me show you. If I go to the checkout complete page, you see here, I give the destination URL because that's going to be a URL. But when I do this, you see I have the funnel here. The reason is funnels, you have to give URLs. You cannot just put events and say I would want to use this event in a funnel, right? You remember the product page, add to cart page, checkout page, or confirmation page. That is what I've just showed you. Right. Now, let's go to my website to deal with this in real-time situation. Right. So this is my home page. So I just refresh the page again. So imagine a person comes to my home page and then he finds some good product. Now he sees a product. So imagine I want to buy this. So he clicks on this item. And when he comes to this page, you see very carefully, just follow with me. You see, he came to the product page. This is the product page. And this product page is one of the page in the funnels, right? Now, what people do is they click on add to cart. Now, I've already configured when people click on the add to cart, I've already created an event in Google Tag Manager. So whoever clicks on add to cart, there will be an event that is fired. So you come to Google Analytics, you see, if you come to Analytics, there is an event that was fired, and that event was captured with the category as click and add to cart. And this event I was using in the goals. But problem with using events in the goals is I can't set up a funnel. You understand? Now, so once people click on add to cart, again, you see there are two options. He can go to add to cart page or you can go to checkout. But if you go to my funnel, in my funnel, there is a specific page called add to cart page. And I said that is the required step. But in this case, what happens is people do not go to view cart, but rather go to checkout page. So here what happens is they click on add to cart, but they're not going to view cart page. They're still on the product page and they click on the add to cart page, but they're not going to the view cart. Rather, they're going to the checkout. So when they click on checkout, you see there's one step that was missed out in the funnel. The first is product page, then add to cart page. But here I clicked on add to cart, but I'm not going to the add to cart page. I'm directly going to the checkout. So what should I do, Prashanth? I want that add to cart step to be a part of my funnel. But I have an event already, but the event cannot be configured as part of the funnel. So what I did was I created a virtual page view for people who click on that add to cart button. That means whoever clicks on add to cart button, the event is fired. And on top of that, there's also one virtual page view that will be triggered. And I can use that virtual page view in my funnel. That's not an actual page view. That gets triggered when people click on the add to cart. So I show you that. You come to Tag Manager. I have a trigger already set up that whenever people click on add to cart button, this gets fired. Right? Add to cart trigger is also there. And whenever people click on add to cart, I showed you, right? I'm passing an event, right? This is the click event, and the text that would be add to cart, right? So if you go to my triggers, there's a trigger, and this trigger would get fired when people click on add to cart. So what I'm going to do is when this happens, I want Google Analytics to have a virtual page view. So I'm going to use this trigger, and I'm going to deploy a tag to send the virtual page view. So I click on that. I think I've already done that. Yes, I already created that. You see, I go to tags, I created a new tag. Imagine I'm creating a new one. So I just gave a page, the tag name as virtual page view. And you see I selected Google Analytics here. And I selected page view. And here I selected enable overriding the setting and then came here. And then here I set the field names to page, which is a drop down. And I set virtual add to cart. I'm using the word virtual because there is no actual page with it. If you go directly to this page will throw you a 404 error. But I'm passing this information because I want to keep a track of those button clicks and pass those information as virtual page views, and those virtual page views I can use them in my funnel steps. You see, add to cart virtual page. And this gets fired when people click on this. You see? It's already saved. So I'm not going to do anything. So yeah. So again, I come to all products. I'll just show you. Come to my all products. So imagine I selected this item. I'm going to the product page. And when I'm going to the product page, you observe this carefully. I click on add to cart. When I click on add to cart, there are two tags deployed. One will be sending an event to analytics. One will be sending the virtual page view. Now see, I click on this add to cart. When I click on add to cart, you see, tags fired on this page. If you see this carefully, tags fired on this page. You see, there was a button click event. If I open this, you see there was an event. The category is this. Show more. You can see. I sent an event. Event is add to cart action. Right. So I'm going to go back again. Summary. If you can come down, you see a virtual page was also sent. But whereas the page did not even load, when people click on it, I'm sending an information as virtual page view. So if you come back to analytics, in the real-time report, go to overview. You see virtual add to cart. But there's no actual page. It's just a virtual page for me to use this as part of my funnels. So this is how you configure virtual page views, and this is one of the important concepts when you're working with websites where people can circumvent one step and then directly go to the other step. And or if you have events and you want to use events as part of funnel steps, you can't do that. So that is where you can create another tag and deploy that tag to send a virtual page view to analytics, and you can use that virtual page view page in your funnel steps. If you have any questions, you can always contact us, or you can move through my YouTube channel. The other videos in depth, and that is what will be taught in the bootcamp. So if you want to learn all these in-depth concepts and become familiar with all these things, it is good that you join the bootcamp. And thank you so much.